The person I chose to interview and report on their experiences through immigration is my friend Adavan Vasudev. He is in the ninth grade and currently attends Lester B. Pearson, and we have been great friends for quite some time. As of right now, he is 14 years old and is all around great person to be around. Origins. Adavan immigrated to Canada from Botswana, a landlocked country in southern Africa. This is also where his younger brother was born. However, Adavan was born in India, and his parents also come from there. Adavan moved to Botswana when he was about 2 or 3, so he does not really remember what it was like living there. Hailing from a rural India, in an area that spoke predominantly Tamil, Adavan only knew how to speak Tamil for quite some time. One may find the weeks leading up to a move to be nerve-wracking, but Adavan thought of this experience more as weird. His parents had to sell their property and other things like their car, as well as having to say bye to everyone. He also thought of these moments as anxiety-inducing, because his parents never had a guaranteed job in Canada. Having to immigrate once, let alone twice, was quite a stressful experience for him and his family. But after the first move to Botswana, why Canada? Influences. Adavan's experience in either of the countries he lived in prior had been positive overall. The only real push factor that he believed drove him away from where he lived before was a lack of facilities for certain services. The pull factors of Canada were what really made them want to immigrate. The main pull factors that influenced his family's decision on why to move to Canada was for better education and better, higher-paying jobs. These things meant greater opportunities for his parents, as well as for himself and his brother. If you're wondering why Adavan immigrated to Botswana, it is because his parents had a job opportunity there, which is another example of a pull factor. Arrival. Adavan first arrived in Toronto, Ontario during the summer of 2010. At the young age of 4 years old, he first settled into an apartment, specifically near Don Mills. Arriving in a new continent where you're going to live the rest of your life is a major stepping stone. So one's first experience of wonder, curiosity, and anxiety in this new place is something to remember. For Adavan, this experience was how different the airport looked in comparison to the one in Botswana. Transitioning. The first few weeks in a drastically new environment is no easy feat for anyone. Adavan said that, in quotes, "My parents had described the first few weeks in Canada as scary and troublesome, and I agree. My family came here on no job offers or anything, so for them they didn't have a guaranteed income or anything like that." End quote. Luckily, they are able to find jobs, and 10 years later, they have a stable income and are living happily and healthily. One of the difficulties that Adavan had to deal with was with the modified continental climate of Toronto. The summers are not as hot as they could be thanks to the Great Lakes, but as soon as they freeze over, the extreme winters come into play. Adavan and his family were lucky enough to arrive during the summer, so they had time to prepare for the drastic winter. He did not really like his first winter. Adavan had to adjust to the new culture as well as learn a brand new language, but this, he said, was not that difficult, and he got used to it fairly quickly. Although he had to adjust to Canadian culture, he was able to bring over and maintain his family's culture and traditions. Canada is quite a diverse country, especially the Toronto area, so places such as temples and churches were all available. The only thing about their traditions that they could not bring over was that they could no longer practice them with their entire family, grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, etc. Adavan and his family immigrated with no one else, and to this day, all of his cousins are in India, and the only family he has in Canada are his parents and his brother. Reflecting. Immigration is a daunting task, and many do not know where to begin once they arrive. But Adavan is very happy that he made the move to this country and cannot imagine living anywhere else. To him, Canada is a perfect place to live, disregarding any smaller issues. He believes that if he were born in Canada, it would have been much easier for him for many reasons, such as already having citizenship, as well as not having to adjust. But in the end, he is glad his family decided to take a chance for a better future. Canada's government is something that many immigrants rely on for help during their first few moments in the country. Thusly, there are many differing opinions if the government of Canada is any help at all. Adavan believes that the Canadian government is doing just fine with supporting new immigrants. He believes they give them money sometimes, as well as grants, and are all around helpful. As of right now, it's been 9 years, 10 years in about 2 to 3 months, since Adavan first immigrated to Canada. From India to Africa to Canada, Adavan had experienced a lot at such a young age. Deciding to take a residence in Canada was a change for the better, but they also revisit India every 2 years in summer since they have no cousins here in Canada. Their family uses this trip as a way for his parents to catch up with his cousins and have a fantastic time back where their journey first began. Thank you for listening to my presentation.